You're right on time for Newswatch on this 11th day of September 2023. A very good evening to you and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kennedy Kimani and assisting with the sign language interpretation tonight is Boniface Murithi. Now, President William Ruto has officially launched the DAO Central Security Depository digital platform that allows investors to transact electronically at the Central Bank of Kenya headquarters in Nairobi. The DAO CSD platform, which has been in the works for 3 years, will allow investors to open bond trading accounts at the CBK online, from where they will be placing their bids for their preferred securities during auctions. Our very own Gloria Musimbi begins our bulletin with the following story.
And by presenting this memorabilia to Your Excellency, we hope
President William Ruto has unveiled the DAO CSD digital platform that will enable Kenyans to purchase treasury bills and bonds digitally.
By retiring manual processes and providing digital platforms, the DAO allows investors to transact electronically at any time from anywhere in a matter of a few minutes.
According to President William Ruto, the platform will not only bring transparency to the acquisition of treasury paper, but opens the door for Kenyans to participate in the market.
The CSD Investors portal and mobile application have also delivered inclusion by opening up access to the securities market to everyone, regardless of their status, including many of whom the requirement of physical travel and manual transactions presented significant barriers.
President Ruto said that the electronic infrastructure will deepen the domestic capital market, promote savings and investments, besides fostering the growth and stability of financial markets.
That the new system delivers convenience, efficiency and speed without compromising security and has enhanced security and transparency overall. With this new innovation, investors no longer need to physically visit central bank's head or branch offices to undergo the manual process of opening CSD accounts, which previously took 14 days and involved laborious manual transactions.
Kenyans living in the diaspora are among the anticipated beneficiaries of the DAO CSD platform, as it has the capability of limiting fraud in diaspora remittances. The head of state has meanwhile urged Kenyans with principal tax debts to take advantage of the amnesty tax program offer that is running from 1st September 2023 to 30th June 2024. The Finance Act 2023 introduces the tax amnesty to ease the burdens on taxpayers who have accrued interest and penalties on their tax debt and enhance compliance.
It shall serve as a reminder.
Reporting for TV Newswatch, I'm Gloria Musimbi.
Help you in executing.
Thank you, Gloria, for that. Now, the National Dialogue Committee has said that they have received 142 memoranda from various sectors interested in the talks. While addressing the media, Deputy Delegation Leader for Kenya Kwanza, Governor Cecily Mbarire, said that the technical teams have a week to go through the memoranda and report back on it next Monday. The committee has maintained that it will deliver its mandate within the 60 days it has been allocated. Tess Njenga now reports.
The National Dialogue team is now set to commence bipartisan talks on Monday, 18th September. This is after they today confirmed to have received 142 memoranda from different stakeholders who are interested in the talks. Addressing the media, Deputy Delegation Leader for Kenya Kwanza, Governor Cecily Mbarire, in the absence of National Assembly Majority Leader Kikuyu, Member of Parliament Kimani Ichung'wah, said that the technical teams have a week to go through the memoranda and report back on it next Monday. The bipartisan team comprises a 10-member core team complemented by an additional 8-member technical support team comprising leaders from both the Kenya Kwanza Alliance and Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. The committee is expected to discuss a number of pertinent issues, including the restructuring of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC). Wiper Party leader and Azimio delegation leader Kalonzo Musyoka has asked the members to avoid travel so that they can deliver their mandate within the 60 days given to deliver a report to Parliament.
Sir, that's okay.
Addressing Azimio supporters on Sunday, Kalonzo Musyoka emphasized that discussions concerning the 2027 elections should only proceed after resolving issues stemming from the 2022 elections. The talks aim to chart a course forward following a standoff between the government and the opposition. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Tess Njenga.
Thank you, Tess, for that. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki made another impromptu visit to Nyayo House today and held a progressive tracking and evaluation meeting. CS Kindiki has expressed his optimism that the radical changes at the Immigration Department will create efficiency and help resolve the backlog of passport issuance amidst public outcry. During the morning visit, CS Kindiki also held a consultative meeting with senior immigration State Department officers led by Principal Secretary, State Department of Immigration and Citizen Services, Professor Julius Bitok, and Director General of Immigration and Citizen Services, Evelyn Chaluget.
Affairs of our country. Pray that you give us ideas, different situation that we're in. We are praying that the decisions we make at least is right us directly. Didn't understand each other. And intended that we proceed on agenda.
Away from that, and the Nairobi County government has announced measures it is taking to prepare for the upcoming El Nino rains. According to the county governor, Johnson Sakaja, the measures are meant to protect lives and property in Nairobi. The Kenya Meteorological Department last month warned of heavy rainfall across the country from October to December owing to the El Nino climate phenomenon. Here's Alice Diana with the report.
With the impending El Nino rains raising concerns about potential floods, landslides, and other natural disasters that will impact Nairobi City and the country at large, Nairobi County has today launched Nairobi's El Nino Preparedness Plan. According to Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, drainage problems are caused by several problems, including inadequate and ill-maintained drainage, encroachment on river reserves, and building in places where flooding is quite predictable. While launching the preparedness plan at Uhuru Park grounds, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja said the first measure they have put in place is the timely unclogging of the city's drainage.
I want to give instruction today, clearly, to the sub-county administrators, to the ward administrators, and to the inspectorate team, security and compliance. Wale watu wamejenga kwa mitaro, wameka makiosk kwa mitaro, wameziba na construction zao, wameka containers. Sitaki kuziona, muzitoe. Muzitoe kuanzia leo.
The second main step the county boss announced is a full and thorough review of the county's planning and enforcement.
Clearing our drains, I hardly need to emphasize this, means that water can flow quickly and clearly. That lowers our risk of flooding. The 3,500 young men and women, na leo hapa we have the 2,500, the 1,000 are coming in a few days. Environmental officers, this is the work that we begin immediately. We have mapped out the hotspots for Nairobi County and the disaster hotspots. Ambapo we know we'll have a challenge during El Nino. We're going to publish that in the newspapers and in the media for the people of Nairobi to know the areas that need to be avoided. We will also publish the number to call when there is an emergency.
The county government has further said it will conduct a full review of the Disaster Management Act of 2016 to align it with the emerging situations.
The days when foundations for new buildings were laid in riverbeds are over. We will not allow it. We're going to identify those which present a clear flooding threat, and we will do what needs to be done to protect Nairobians objectively, without fear, without favor, and without victimization. Further, there will be a full review of the legal options available to the county government for handling and mitigating environmental and building offences.
We will be collaborating with governments to map encroachment on drains and sewers, as well as identify vulnerable buildings in riparian land and wetlands. We want to urge the public to cooperate with authorities so that those in buildings and areas identified as risks areas can be evacuated and reduce the likelihoods of injuries and fatalities.
Sakaja also unveiled the recently recruited Green Nairobi team, which will be deployed to all 17 sub-counties to work on clearing drainage and other environmental maintenance immediately ahead of the El Nino season.
And we will offer certification courses and establish a disaster management center of excellence in Nairobi County.
At the same time, Sakaja flagged off environment trucks, fire engines and ambulances to be used during the El Nino period and undertook the flushing exercise at the anti-malaria drainage site along the Uhuru Highway.
There are certain values that we take very seriously as a county government. One of those values is discipline. Sijui kama tunaelewana? Discipline. We will not tolerate lack of discipline. Na inaanza leo. Wakati waziri Ibrahim aliambia watu wasimame ili mseme usafi, ilikuwa nini? Usafi wa jiji jukumu langu. I saw two gentlemen who didn't stand up there. Ian Maina and Idris Mwilu. On your first day at work, waziri, start them on disciplinary.
Mitaro ama mabomba ya majitaka.
Alice Diana, Hope TV News Watch.
Thank you, Alice, for the reportage. Now, health sector players have raised concerns on the repercussions of political protest on the healthcare sector. The stakeholders from Smart Applications International and the Kenya Healthcare Federation have at the same time employed data-driven insights to address the escalating healthcare costs resulting from civic unrest in the country. Faith Muli has more.
Health sector players have raised concern on the repercussion of political protest on the healthcare sector.
The methodology you use.
Led by Kenya Healthcare Federation, KHF Chairman Dr. Kanyenje Gakombe, the stakeholders have said that the cost of healthcare increased in the protest-prone areas. According to him, patient safety concern, resource allocation challenges, and uncertainty wrought by the demonstration impact patients' behavior and revenue streams.
If you have a flu and a headache, and the environment outside your home is uncertain, you are unlikely to go and seek care. You instead probably wait until the pain becomes unbearable or the condition worsens, or until it is safer to venture out. So in a nutshell, that to us is what the numbers demonstrate. It's a real story of the decisions that we were making as Kenyans during that period.
On his part, Smart Application International Group Managing Director Harrison Mwiru added that these trends enable effective cost management strategies and ensure quality healthcare delivery even during challenging circumstances.
This is a conversation that needs to be held so that there is more democratization of such insights, so that it informs healthcare policy. The second thing is in terms of preparedness. As we look at how different events and activities worldwide are affecting healthcare access. We're just about now 2.5 years from COVID landing in Kenya on or about 2020, and we know the effects that it had in our healthcare system.
And as the bipartisan talks continue, the healthcare stakeholders have called for economical revival, adding that the healthcare sector bore the brunt from the Azimio la Umoja weekly protest, with the net effect extending what might be expected.
A way of monitoring the effects of whatever it is that is happening in our country. I know there is quite a bit that is done, but it is possible to deploy additional tools that exist in the country. And we need to examine to see beyond the structured, intelligence gathering systems, whether it's military intelligence or national intelligence, what can we do in terms of business intelligence to leverage on existing connectivity and existing organizations to inform policy and decision making, so that whatever event happens in the country, we are able to count the costs. And it is only when you count the cost that you can make decisions about what to do in future.
Reporting for Hope TV, I'm Faith Molly.
Thank you, Faith, for that report. Moving on, Jomvu Member of Parliament Badi Twalib has urged the Salaries and Remuneration Commission to stop encroaching on the mandate of the Judicial Service Commission by setting salaries and benefits of judicial officers. The legislator has noted that it is unfair for the Salaries Commission to interfere with the independence of the judiciary, saying such a plan should be discouraged at all costs. Our very own Grace Ahati with the details.
Jomvu Member of Parliament Badi Twalib has castigated the Salaries and Remuneration Commission (SRC) for allegedly interfering with the independence of the judiciary by setting salaries and benefits of judicial officers, a move the MP says is encroaching on the mandate of the Judicial Service Commission (JSC). This coming barely a week after Chief Justice Martha Koome, in a speech during the opening of the annual Judges Colloquium in Mombasa, also accused the Salaries Commission of encroaching on the mandate of the JSC, terming the move as an interference with the independence of the judiciary. Speaking in Kibarani, Mombasa County, the Jomvu MP vowed to rally members of parliament to reject the plan, saying it should be discouraged at all costs.
Naiambia SRC iachane na mambo ya judiciary, kwa sababu that is an independent arm, na haiwezekani SRC kila mahali inaingilia mambo ya mishahara. Leo wangu kuja waingilia MCA mishahara, waingilia wabunge mishahara, waingilia sijui watu gani mishahara. Sasa leo wamekuja mpaka kwa mambo ya judiciary. Watu waeleze nia yao SRC. Wataka watu wafanye kazi bila mishahara ama mvipi?
The legislator further expressed optimism that the ongoing bipartisan talks between the Azimio coalition and Kenya Kwanza will yield fruitful results that will benefit Kenyans. The talks, led by Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah, aim at resolving a bitter political feud following a series of nationwide demonstrations over electoral reforms and the high cost of living.
Mazungumzo yameanza ya bipartisan talks, na hivi sasa naelekea mwelekeo mzuri. Kwa hivyo hivi sasa ni muhimu, kama vile binadamu wanavyokaa na kwa kusikizana pamoja, waendelee kufanya kazi zao na kuona kuwa tuweze kujenga nchi hii ya Kenya.
Twalib has further asked the Mombasa County government to ensure provision of water supply in Mombasa to cushion residents from water shortage.
Mimi nimeeleza hapa kumweleza mheshimiwa governor ambaye alikuwa hapa juu ya shida ya maji ambayo iko katika sehemu yangu ya Jomvu. Jambo la muhimu ni kuona kuwa watu wameweza kupata maji.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.
Thank you, Ahati, for that report. Moving on, the Shanzu Magistrate Court in Mombasa has today ordered that 66 Shakahola Kal suspects be detained for further 30 days. This was after the probation office in Mombasa filed a prayer to the court seeking for more time to finish their report. According to the probation office, they had managed to interview 63 out of the 66 suspects, with most of them proving to be difficult in providing family details, thus delaying the final report. Now on that note, it's time for a quick breather here on Newswatch, but after the break, I'll be back with the business and sports news. Stick around.
My best part about being a Hope FM listener was Hope Through the Night. My radio was always on at night, just worshiping and getting the sermons on the top of every hour, and it really made me stronger, a stronger worshiper. It made me a stronger worshiper. My best part about being a Hope FM staff has to be treasure hunt with the boys and girls every Saturday morning, being Auntie Rhoda. Oh, I just loved teaching the children. There's a child who wrote in her composition, she was writing about her family, and she wrote one of her aunties, Auntie Rhoda. I was so happy because I'd never met her, but they knew me as their auntie and just teaching them in the ways of the Lord. So I really thank God for every moment I spent at Hope FM, and even for now being impacted as a listener.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Welcome back. Now let's get down to business. Central Bank of Kenya Governor Kamau Thuge has stated that despite the global negative developments that have affected the local economy, inflation has now returned to the target range of 5%. This is due to the strong measures taken by the monetary policies of the Central Bank of Kenya and supportive measures by the national government to improve food supply, including provision of subsidized fertilizers across the country. While seconding Thuge's remarks, Treasury CS Njuguna Ndung'u has confirmed that the Kenyan shilling exchange rate has stabilized and the inflation rate has declined to 6.7% from 9.6%.
The long journey to the rollout of the DAO CSD has been made possible through a partnership of the CBK, the National Treasury, commercial banks, investment banks, the CMA, the Nairobi Stock Exchange, and the Kenya Revenue Authority, and other stakeholders, including the World Bank and the National Bank of Georgia. In 2016, the National Treasury and the CBK, with the support of the World Bank, initiated the acquisition of a new CSD that would enhance efficiency in government securities operations and introduce automation to foster growth and stability of the financial market. This is aligned with the CBK's strategic focus area of automation and the commitment to promoting growth, efficiency, and stability of the financial sector. The DAO CSD that the President is going to launch today went live on July 31st, 2023. It is a versatile financial market infrastructure that will enhance operational efficiency in the domestic debt market and also improve monetary policy transmission and implementation. Players in the Kenya interbank market have already started benefiting from the system, as it has enhanced liquidity distribution, and it has also enabled the CBK to support commercial banks with liquidity when necessary and at much lower discount rates in the CBK overnight window.
On and the Kingdom Bank through the KB Growth Hub has hosted at least 40 local entrepreneurs for training and business consulting clinic in partnership with Synapis, which is a social enterprise that empowers MSMEs through coaching and training. The full-day consulting services session saw MSME owners and directors engage with experts to assess their business needs and understand their pain points from the sales and marketing, digital marketing, finance and tax perspectives.
Today is a special day at Kingdom Bank. Conjunction in partnership with Synapis, we are conducting a MSME clinic for our customers. We are doing this under the umbrella of Kingdom Bank Growth Hub that support entrepreneurs, also support the incubation of the people who are studying the journey as young entrepreneurs. We have done this particular support for our customers, which we call non-financial services. Non-financial services means that we support our customers, entrepreneurs, based on not giving loans, also accounts, but adding value to help them to succeed in their businesses and add value to whatever they do on a daily basis.
To identify the areas where they are struggling in their business. But through this business clinic, they will be able to get clarity on the areas that they are struggling with and how they can be able to prioritize it. Our vision is to make disciples and alleviate poverty through the power of entrepreneurship. We believe in the power of entrepreneurship because when entrepreneurs thrive, economies thrive. Our goal is to make sure that entrepreneurs are profitable.
And to some sporting action now, South Mugirango small Simba FC were trailed by 1 goal in the first half, made a remarkable comeback in the second half to beat Ichuni FC from Nyaribari Masaba 3-1 and claim the Safaricom Chapa Dimba Kisii County title in a highly contested tournament held at the Sameta grounds in Kisii County. In the girls category, Kisii Queens secured a 1-0 win against Moteiribe Girls to qualify for the regional knockouts to be held in 2 weeks' time. The goal was scored by 17-year-old Christine Osebe, who netted in the 52nd minute of the game. The county winners will now proceed to inter-county matches to secure a slot in the regional finals. And finally, South Sudan national team has today held a training session ahead of their friendly match against the national soccer team Harambee Stars. The team arrived in Nairobi yesterday ahead of tomorrow's international friendly match against Harambee Stars at the Moi Sports Center, Kasarani. South Sudan arrived from Bamako, Mali, where they faced off with the host in the final 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier, losing by 4-0.
Actually, it's a great feeling, like we, the East African community, is always a great feeling. We always feel at home wherever we are. This is like another exercise. We got some few lessons from Mali's game, we picked them, and now we are here to correct it. So it's going to be a great game for us.
Now with that, we come to the end of our news tonight. Thank you so much for always choosing Hope TV as your source of news. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the stellar crew that made this bulletin a success, have yourself a blessed night. Kennedy Kimani is my name, and Boniface Murithi has been the sign language interpreter.